Have you ever opened your book, stared at the same page for 20 minutes, and somehow remembered absolutely nothing? Then you close the book, grab your phone, and tell yourself, I'm just lazy. But here's the truth most students never hear. You're probably not lazy. You're just studying the wrong way. And the crazy part is that most schools never actually teach students how to study properly. So people end up doing things that feel productive, but secretly waste hours of time. Think about this. You sit down to study, open your notebook, and start rewriting notes. You use different colors, make neat headings, and everything starts looking really organized. 2 hours later, your notes look amazing. But if someone suddenly asks you to explain the topic, you might struggle to do it. That's because rewriting notes feels productive, but it doesn't force your brain to actually remember anything. And that's where many students get stuck. They think they have a motivation problem, when in reality, they have a method problem. Let me ask you something. If you went to the gym and lifted a 1 kilogram dumbbell for 3 hours straight, would you get stronger? Probably not. But if you lift heavier weights for a shorter time, your muscles grow. Studying works almost the same way. Your brain grows when it's challenged to recall information, not when it simply looks at the same material again and again. That's why the first thing you should change is how you review what you learn. Instead of just reading the chapter repeatedly, close the book and ask yourself what you actually remember. Try explaining the topic out loud or writing down what you learned without looking at your notes. If you can't explain it, that simply means your brain needs another attempt to recall it. This technique is called active recall, and it's one of the most powerful learning methods used by top students. Instead of reading something 5 times, they constantly test themselves. It's harder at first, but it helps your brain remember things much faster. But even if you use the right study method, there is another thing quietly destroying your focus, and it's probably sitting right next to you: your phone. Imagine trying to study while someone taps your shoulder every 2 minutes. That's basically what notifications do to your brain. Messages, social media, and random alerts constantly pull your attention away. Even when you don't open them, your brain is waiting for the next interruption. So a simple rule can help a lot. Make your study environment boring. Put your phone in another room, keep your desk simple, and avoid opening unnecessary tabs on your computer. Focus isn't about having superhuman willpower. It's about removing distractions before they have a chance to interrupt you. Think about those nights before an exam when you suddenly study for 5 hours straight without touching your phone. No procrastination, no distractions, just pure focus. It happens because your brain finally realizes the situation is serious. Now imagine studying like that regularly, but without the stress and panic. That's exactly what good study systems help you achieve. Another big mistake students make is trying to study for extremely long hours. They plan 6 or 8 hours of study time, but after 30 minutes, their focus disappears. They start scrolling their phone, daydreaming, or staring at the wall. Instead, it works much better to study in shorter, intense sessions. For example, focus completely for 30 minutes with no distractions, then take a 5-minute break to stretch, walk around, or drink water. After that, repeat the process. This keeps your brain fresh and prevents burnout. Studying isn't about how long you sit at the desk. It's about how focused your mind is during that time. And if you've been struggling with studying for a long time, feeling like everyone else is more disciplined or smarter than you, remember this: you're not broken. You were simply never taught how learning actually works. Once you fix the method, things start to feel much easier. So here's a quick recap. First, stop rereading everything and start testing yourself using active recall. Second, remove distractions like your phone so your brain can focus properly. And third, study in short, intense sessions instead of forcing yourself to sit for many hours. These small changes can make a huge difference in how effectively you learn. Tonight, try this simple experiment. Pick one subject and study it for 30 minutes using active recall with no phone and no distractions. Then, see how much you actually remember. If you stay consistent with this approach, studying will slowly start feeling easier and more productive. And if you want to build better focus, better habits, and a stronger mindset, stick around and grow with this channel. Because the truth is simple: you're not lazy. You just needed the right system.